Well, hey everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, thank you for having me on here, Joe. I love this product. First of all, I love everything FIA and wow, has it created a lot of opportunity and ability for me and my family to grow for sure, have more kids. I have three kids now, and before I wrote my first FIA in 2017, had zero kids, and now I have three. And every year I write more and more FIA. So makes sense that while my family grows, I have to write more FIA. So thank you for the opportunity. And this new product that we have, first and foremost, it's so simple, y'all. Like this product that we have, this new one that we have through the standard, the Eclipse Mark. Hopefully you've heard of it. Like it's so simple. And I just love that we're able to compare what people already understand. And what I mean by that is, I'm actually on my way back. I pulled over on the side of the road right now. Was on my way back from a chapter meeting where I get to talk to TRTA members, and I get to compare what we have to offer to something everybody understands out there right now, and I get to compare it to CDs. And everybody understands the CDs. All of our retirees understand what a CD is. And when I'm out there talking about it and just able to compare what people are getting into for 12 months or 6 months or 18 months, these 4% guarantees. That's why people are getting into these CDs, is because of these guarantees. But then when I help them understand what the difference of, tax deferred treatment of your earnings, how that accumulation makes such a big difference, and I'm able to show them over the course of 10 years, if you had done this instead of your CD, you would have averaged 4.9% and a 4% guarantee at the standard with this Eclipse Mark, compared to your CD that you're getting 4%, but you're paying taxes on all your gains every year. And then they hear that and they're like, what? And then I'm like, okay, remember before 2020 when these were less than half a percent that you could sell, that the CDs were less than half a percent and you could get into those? Remember that you have to renew your contract every year and do that? And then I'm like, 4% locked in for the next 10 years. That's guaranteed for the next 10 years. And then I get into the cap rates on the S&P 500. And I just did this chapter meeting, and I kept it simple like that, with the guarantees for 10 years and the tax deferred treatment of the earnings. And I got three different people that came and talked to me, and they're like, yeah, I have these CDs that are coming to term, and I think that this would be a better option. I'm tired of renewing my contract every year. Because did you know if they didn't renew their contract, like if they just kept it in their CD, it'll automatically drop down to about half a percent, their CD renewal rates. So every year they have to go back in there and they have to redo their CDs, or every 6 months. And it's a lot of work on their part. They have to go back in there, try to get resold by some banker to do something else. But what we're saying is put this money in this tax deferred asset protection program and be locked in for 10 years at 4%. And if that isn't simple, I don't know what is. But then we have people that want more, and I get to tell them that we have this S&P 500 index that has a guaranteed cap of 10% for the next 10 years, meaning you can earn up to 10%, guaranteed up to 10% for the next 10 years. That cap isn't going to drop for the next 10 years. And so there's people that I'm like, okay, let's look at an illustration here. Are you okay earning 6%? Well, yeah, that's what I'm hoping to earn in my mutual funds every year. Okay, well, now I can do this with guaranteeing that you can't get a loss. It's simple. It's so simple. All this is a growth product. And so Joe asked me to come on and talk about my clients and everything like that I've sold Gillicos to, or in the past have sold the Flex Mark to in 2019 and before that. And I can go back through all these people that I built up and helped, and I get to come back and I get to give them these guaranteed rates, and I get to show them what has happened in the past with the products that we've already given them. And I can show them things like the different participation rates, like some rates dropping, or the fixed account not being able to stay at the initial rate that we got in. and I get to show them that kind of stuff. And I'm like, hey, that's the reality of what we got in before. You knew what you were getting into. Well, guess what? I have an even better option for you right now. I get to talk to people that right now they have surrender charges of just like, 3 or 4%. And I can say, hey, let's knock out that surrender charge with this 12% bonus, give you more money than you would end up with at the end of the year this year, even if you kept your money in and earn the interest, and you can earn a guaranteed 2.2% on top of it. So I get to go back to my clients now and do this. I get to create new clients who already understand the simplicity of things like CDs and fixed accounts, and I get to give them a guarantee of 10 years where they can't really get it somewhere else. And so I'm able to go do this with so many people right now, and it's like open season out there, y'all. It's everybody's doing it. Everybody's like, yeah, give me more information at least. And then when I bring it up, I talk about CDs. It might be a small amount of money, but guess what? When I sit down with Mr. and Mrs. Jones talking about these CDs, I typically find out about a lot more money that they have somewhere else. And I get to show them about this product. And it's exciting. It is really exciting. Joe, I don't know how close I am to my time, but I think you wanted me to show this amazing portal that we have on the benefit portal. Is that what you want me to
Yeah,
show?
what I did, Jeremy, is I pulled up because I know that you're traveling, you're in a car. So what I did is I pulled it up. I pulled the standard website. What I wanted people to understand, and this is part of the ease of doing business. One of the things that, since I've been in this role, and Jeremy, you and I have spoken about this, right? Some of our, benefits reps think, well, there's a complexity to these things, right? It's complicated. It's got a longer tail. It's more involvement, and with Emeritus, we kind of saw that it kind of was, right?
Hmm.
Chasing the money down, calling carriers and things like that. Well, what's your experience been, Jeremy, with the standard when it comes to maybe the ease of doing business and how that standard advisory hub has been helping you track where your policies are?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have this great portal that they have through the advisory hub over here, and I get to come in here and it has two places I can click on after I log in. It has my book of business report and it has my pending business report. And I get to click on my pending business report over here and see exactly where it is. But y'all, when I submit a standard application, when I submit an Eclipse Mark, I don't get any, like I feel like I don't get any correspondence back except for, hey, your policy's been approved. Like I submit this and it's like your policy's been approved. I don't have to go back and do corrections on this stuff, and they're approving the policies. It's so fast. I'm getting policies issued really quickly, and I love that I'm able to view it in here. But Joe, you said something that stuck out to me, and it was that 10 years. On this call right now, everybody that's on this call, when you're talking about these annuities, you're talking about FIAs, you're talking about investments, your clients ask you sometimes, how long do I have to keep my money in here? How long's the contract length, right? And then sometimes you say that 10 years and they're like, oh, 10 years? You serious? Or, they say that as if it's a bad thing. On this new product, on this Eclipse Mark, that's a good thing. That's good news. Don't let somebody talk to you about how 10 years is bad or that's too long. Use that 10 years as an advantage. No, Mrs. Jones, I'm guaranteeing you for the next 10 years that you're going to earn at least 4% in this fixed account and that your cap cannot drop below 10% in this S&P IQ index. Like that's a guarantee. You don't have to come look at this every year and see a smaller cap or a smaller fixed account. I'm telling you, it's locked in at this for the next 10 years. That's what you're getting out of this. And so do not let one of those retirees tell you that 10 years is too long. Because guess what? We can pull out 15% penalty free every year. That's so much money. That's the kicker. 15 and 10, that sounds a lot different. Those percentages are a lot different when you're saying, yeah, you can pull out 15% penalty free every year. So don't let somebody talk you out of it. Use that as a positive, not a negative. Joe, yeah, these their account that they have, their benefits page up here that I can look at all my annuities. It's awesome. I can go, the ones that I have in force, it tells me exactly how much money they have, how much, if they have a, if I did a bonus, it shows me the bonus, how much vesting period is left for that bonus. It shows me all of that. It has pages where I can look at the performance and everything like that. It's so easy to use, and it's all at a click of a button. I don't need to call into anybody to find out what's going on with my accounts because it says it all right here.